I really got a lot out of your post this week. You had brought up something that was missing from your campus was more career planning time and structured group lessons, and that the counselors don't really have enough time for those things because of their caseload and the crisis response time that they're having to spend. Um, that was something that I had talked about too, as far as like group lessons, and the fact that it seems to be something that they do a lot at the elementary level, but then they kind of stop doing as the kids get older. And I think that it's still really important, and could benefit the kids on my junior high campus. Um, as far as resources, you said that you had spoken with a counselor about, following the ASCA standards and Texas model, and that you have a social emotional learning program called Edgenuity um, in the classrooms. As far as underdeveloped, um, oh, the same as what you were talking about before, the structured group time, and that they're mainly only able to do the lunch bunch thing that they do with the kids. So why is it necessary? Um, yeah, I think you brought up maybe relying more on the community, and having positive relationships with the teachers. And I think that, some of our other classmates were talking about um, being able to kind of incorporate that social emotional learning into the classroom and having the teachers trained, which I think would be a really good idea. Um, and, if we're not doing those kinds of things, then kids can get missed. And if they're not seeking one-on-one counseling for some reason but they're still having issues, maybe that group setting would be a good place for them to have certain things addressed that they wouldn't, maybe go seek for help on their own. um and then for faculty and staff, um you're talking about, students getting everything they need. With those guidance lessons, you can address a lot of issues, as far as, academic goals, career, social emotional learning. Um, and then for faculty and staff, making sure they're aware of what counselors actually do. Um, and you were talking about, teachers getting frustrated when they feel like the counselors aren't listening about where a student should be, as far as, like classes, and that the counselors are listening, they just don't they're not able to cater to everyone in every way. They have certain limits, and it's important for the teachers and other staff members to know that the counselor can only do so much. Um, and I liked that you were talking about establishing boundaries so there isn't resentment, because if you don't know what the limitations are for your counselor, then you may feel like they're just not listening to you, and you might start feeling resentful of that. So great job, and I will see you next week.